Hi, Christine. I'm going to do your soul rebirth journey now. So, I've taken some time to align with our goals and to align with the spiritual permission slip I channeled. And I've taken some time to do some preparation work just to raise my vibration and prepare for this journey healing. I did get this new piece, and so I'm excited to be using it with you. This is I can't figure out how to pronounce it. Melchizedek Reconnection disc. So now we know Melchizedek Reconnection disc. I've actually been enjoying learning about the energy of this piece. And so I spent some time actually, so when you have a crystal, one way you can actually use it is just experience breathing in its energy. Just actually breathe in its energy. So you look into the crystal piece, you allow yourself to experience all the energies that are coming from it towards you, and then you inhale the energies themselves. So I spent time holding it like this, and then just enjoying the joyful experience of looking at this. These pieces were perfectly cut, and just experience that energy that way. So now I'm just going to place it down here before me. I have other crystals that I surround myself with here too, and then my crystal ball. So I'm using all of this energy to raise my vibration, so when I enter into your spiritual atmosphere, now I'm even higher in vibration. I've also spent this morning connecting with the realm of ascended masters. I don't have a specific name for any of them. I just go into this space and experience a high vibrational energy. And then that raises my vibration that much higher. So the work we are going to do is the experience of the channeling for you was, it really felt like your soul had gotten okay, I'm gonna try my hardest here I'm gonna try my darndest to go through the goals of the work, because you really have endured quite a lot in your life, and through your experience it molds and shapes you, right? And you want to feel balance, you want to feel joy, but it's hard to feel that when you've been enduring a certain tragic experience that started from when you were very young, and then it's just sort of stayed with you your whole life. And so how do you get unwound from that? You come to a spiritual healer, and now I can go into the experience and heal the vibrations that are connected with your infinite soul, and now I can release your soul from the experiences. So the goals here are, this is going to be emotional healing. You had a rough upbringing with a lot of sexual abuse and abandonment as a child. And so now it sort of altered the way that you were able to express yourself as a sexual woman as you continue to develop and get older. And so then you've also had, so you were pregnant, you gave the baby up for adoption. That left you with a lot of guilt as well. You've had pain in your lower stomach. They can't figure out what's wrong, and you've even had surgery to have your uterus removed. You've been through a lot, and the wisdom that came from spirit. So if you get a soul rebirth journey from me, you don't just get the healing video. You get some extensive channeling, and then a spiritual permission slip, which is my soul working with heaven in order to put words down that are related to intentions and of a certain vibration that I can enter into and then complete the work. And so when I do the spiritual permission slip, then our souls are in conjunction with each other. So you read the spiritual permission slip that I've developed with heaven, and now there's sort of this triad, this triangle of healing between you, me, heaven, and now we can give you a transformative healing gift. So it just adds more to the healing. So I'm going to start just reading the spiritual permission slip, and then I'm going to enter into the spiritual permission slip to do this work. You also have 2 really awesome photos you sent me of your spiritual gifts. And so I'm going to use this beautiful nature image. And you love trees. I'm also going to be using trees as well. Trees are really great tools for spiritual healing because they have a natural their natural gift is they suck up all the old negative energy and then they transform it into positive life-giving energy. So I love using plants and trees and nature images in my journey healing because they're effective in the physical and they're effective in the spiritual too. But I'm going to enjoy, that's going to be wonderful to use that sort of image that you gave me, and then additional trees. And then we have this really cute dog that you really love, makes you laugh and brings you joy. So I'm going to be enjoying using this pet of yours, connecting with it and then taking it with me on the journey as well. I'm just embracing inhaling this sort of energy, aligning with it, and then I'm going to be in oneness with it for the journey experience, which is going to be great. So I'm going to read your spiritual permission slip, and this one was unique. It kind of comes through as a storyline. And the beginning of the story sort of starts at the beginning of your life, how some people are able to create sort of a sexual damage to a child. This really came through that they're not seeing you as a living being with a soul. And so this is the start of the story. And so I'm going to read your spiritual permission slip now. So it says, there is a woman. She is voluptuous, full of feminine curves, and she's wearing clothing with bright, eye-catching colors. They're saying yellow is the color that is the brightest and most eye-catching. It is her body that she wants people to see, and not the woman underneath, not the soul. The soul she keeps locked and hidden away as she was taught to do. If she doesn't have a soul, then she can be harmed as a child, and those who harm her do not feel tormented by their actions. Now she is just a body, and a body without a life force. That is what they saw in you, a body without a life force. You possess a life force, Christine, and that life force is beautiful. They say, give Christine back her life force. They say again to heaven, heaven, please give Christine back her life force. Heaven reveals a very beautiful wooden box. Heaven says, Christine, you must only choose to open this box, and now her soul's released. Heaven says, Christine, do you choose to open this box now? And the box is handed to you, and you are holding it in your hands. You desire to open the box, but you seem shaky and scared and unsure of the outcome. Now you open the box without hesitation. Now you embrace what is inside. Only opening the box a tiny smidge, there is a massive explosion of energy, and is so bright and so loud, we are all instantly and impactfully touched by it. We are moved by it. We are moved by the brightness that is you. They say Christine is ready to be reborn in the light today. Yes, we are ready to rebirth Christine's soul. Now Christine says, I am ready to be reborn in the light today, and now you are to be reborn. Now we see this woman standing there. She is glowing with light from within, her very own bright soul light that shines through her body. This soul light heals her body, her mind, and her spirit, and it heals all of us who gaze upon you, Christine. We are all healed when we gaze upon you and your beautiful soul. Let your soul shine bright for us all to see. I really like it. I really like the story. It's really beautiful. It's really wise, too. There's always so much wisdom that Spirit can share just through images. What I like about this is it's a storyline that we can all relate to, and it really emphasizes the need for you to choose what you want to receive, and then you receive it. And so when you choose to receive healing, therefore you now are healed. The Spirit always talks to me about that. When people choose to experience healing, now we can heal them. When they do not choose to experience healing, then it is not to be for them. So it's really good that you've come to me, Christine. I'm really honored to do this work for you, to transform your soul today, and to share beautiful gifts with you and your life, and your dog, and, and your family, and everybody, which is just a totally new version of you, a version of you that is at peace and is balanced and is happy, is sort of vibrating at a really high vibration. I'm ready to give you your soul light back, and that's what this feels like to me. So I'm ready to start this journey work now. I'm actually going to start the journey work. You're the special girl that I get to start using this piece with. The Spirit is actually asking me to enter into this piece and provide high vibrational healing for you using this creation that I've received. And I'll put information in the YouTube notes about how you can receive your own one of these. It was actually made by Natalya Ankh, so I'll put a link to her store as well. So I'm just going to relax here. I'm entering into this sort of pretty part of this. I'm entering into here. And as I enter into here, I feel that I'm entering into the sort of geometrical shape that is this piece, which is also a protective force field as well. So now that I'm entered into it, I'm protected by it. I'm actually in conjunction with all of the pieces that are part of this. It's quite a geometrical shape. In the spirit realm, it is quite expanded. It's not a flat piece like this. It's actually expanded outwardly in different ways, and it looks like a star. So I'm inside the star, and we're going to heal your spiritual atmosphere while I'm inside of the star. I'm going to go into your spiritual atmosphere inside of this piece. So now we are going to raise your vibration that much more as I'm using this as well. So I'm inspired to inhale the energy of this piece, which is of a very high vibration. This has to do with ascended masters as well that I was in conjunction with earlier today. Has to do with the use of this piece as well to align my soul with this journey I'm doing with you. Everything happens at the right time and for all of the right reasons. There's a reason I have this piece today to do this work for you today. I'm a star, literally a star of gems, light and energy, and I am traveling into your darkest spaces. They're saying within the light is the creation of all, the energy of all angelic beings, high vibrational energies, and a reflection of divine heaven, highest vibration of heaven, the realm of ascended masters, the realm of the highest vibrations are all a reflection of what is entering into your spiritual atmosphere now. What I'm seeing is a woman who is crying. She's crying profusely. There's something about this yellow color because she's wearing yellow. She has a child and she has her arm wrapped around him. He's young and he is holding his mother and she's just crying. She's just crying and she will not stop. So I'm touching her as this star of energy. Now there's quite a dark entity here. He's instantly trying to punch me, basically, but this energy is too much. I'm going to him so he can inhale the energy that will purify his expression. He's a part of your thought experience. I'm actually in the realm of your thoughts right now. It sort of shows to me as he was in a thought bubble in conjunction with your head. And so when I entered into this, he's sort of popping around different thought bubbles. So I'm just standing back in this living room space where you're on a couch. Here's your son, who's a young boy, and you're crying. They're saying, dry Christine's tears. So I'm using energy of love and heavenly light to dry your tears. There's a very dark, there's some very dark images here. What is a black cross turned upside down over your third eye even? So it's sort of like it was turned right and then it was turned like this. And there's just a darker entity here as well that is tormenting this whole energy vibration. And there's a lot of very dark images as well. This one is you as not is a being. They're illusions. They're just illusions. But this one is they've taken your life force is basically what this is a reflection of. And in conjunction, they're really trying to show that they damage you and your mind. The way that you're supposed to be expressing yourself in balance is being tormented, and they're in control of it. There's quite a lot of energy that is related to, I mean, this is pretty normal. So I'm inhaling the light of all, and then I am to enter into this space without judgment of their behaviors. There's something about this here, because a part of your soul, they have a part of your soul is basically what this is. So when these sort of damaging experiences happen to children are in the souls inside those bodies are extremely vulnerable. And so a part of the soul, I've seen this more than once, but a part of the soul is then taken by these darker realms. I don't understand how they get to just take a part of your soul, but because of the vulnerability of the child, now a part of you belongs to them is really what happens. And now you are trying to live your life in balance and harmony, but how can you when the light has been really diminished? They're saying, do you think that they have diminished her light? And I'm saying, they have diminished her ability as a human being to be able to experience, and I'm saying yes, I do. Because as I'm seeing the images play out, I'm trying to say no to that. But the reality is that you have not been able to be free to laugh and love and be playful in life and feel balance in life, because a part of you has been damaged very badly. And that damage sort of covers up the bright light that you are. And so that is their role. Their role is to create, they sort of feed off of the sort of nightmares of others. And so that is, I just need to focus here. I have a barking dog outside. This is sort of derailing me as I'm simultaneously looking at demon entities doing stuff while I'm simultaneously trying to explain what this is about. So I need to focus here. I want to start working on transforming this energy. I'm landing into a very dark space, and it's quite empty. There's nothing here. There's something about this. There's concrete floor and walls. There's something underneath the ground here that wants to come up and out. There's oftentimes Cryon enters my journey healings, and he comes from deep down, the deepest spaces. But he's also very much aligned with sort of the soul contracts and the soul journey, and he's very much aligned with the sort of higher wisdom, even Akashic record style wisdom. And I'm not certain this is him, because sometimes they look like him and they're not him. So I'm just checking to see who this is exactly. There's something very warm and welcoming about this entity's presence, and it is very much aligned with Cryon's energy sensation. He's showing me a book right now. Usually when he shows me a book, it is related to higher wisdom that I'll be ingesting, and then it'll sort of come out over the course of the video journey. But sometimes it is, I go into it and then I see past lives as well. So it's sort of like a binder, and it's got loose leaf sheets in it, and I'm just sort of going through them with Cryon. But there's quite a lot of dark entities that are just pests. I mean, it's sort of like a bunch of, they're souls, but they act like birds that are nutty, that just want to peck your eyeballs out. They just want to laugh and just take advantage of you and make you feel like you're just a stick in the mud. They're terrible. And they're just pests. And even as I'm trying to experience this higher wisdom with Cryon, they're just like pecking on this sort of board, and it's like, all right, we got to do something here. I'm supposed to continue to follow along with the wisdom, and the release will take place as the story continues. So that is what Spirit is sharing right now. So I'm exploring this with Cryon. We're taking this work into that sort of beautiful scene, that landscape scene you sent me. The dog is here with me. Everything feels a lot warmer in this space than in a basement setting that's sort of an empty basement with just like a little light on. So now we are in this high vibrational setting, which is this beautiful landscape, and then your dog is here just part of this experience as well. So it feels a lot better now. This bird is choosing to, sort of darker entity is choosing to eat up the pages. And so Cryan and I are still talking, but there's a scene that is supposed to be playing out. I'm seeing now another demon, and it is in conjunction with like a carousel with horses and the sound as well. There's something very creepy about this because there's children and there's a man watching them, but he's all a demon. He sort of enjoys his interaction or involvement with children. He enjoys their energy very much so. Because the children are so much louder with their emotions, so when they're happy, they're super happy. When they're demonized, it is terrifying. There's a conjunction between the sexual energy and the sort of demonizing that is, it just that's like the ultimate pleasure for some of these demons. So I'm watching this experience. There's quite a few now entering into the scene as we're watching a carousel with children here. But they're also sort of they're not perceived by the human beings, the adults that are there. They're sort of in the spiritual layer. There's still quite a few of them here. I'm just sharing the wisdom as it comes. I'm not being prompted to transform any demons as of yet. Usually, I just have to allow Spirit to take me through the journey, and so that is what I'm doing. I'm choosing to change the way the scene is. I'm actually going to stop this carousel from turning. I stop the music from playing. I'm evaporating the carousel entirely, and I'm allowing the demons to see that they're standing in this beautiful warm landscape with this very loving dog. There's a massive giant walking now on this landscape. He's like a massive Jesus. I can just see his feet, his toes. Like he's just a massive, like 100-foot tall giant, head in the cloud style Jesus. He's talking about what is the size of a demon when they're sort of the size of a human being, and then you have a massive Jesus on the scene. It sort of shares a message about the impact that love has upon the darkness. When you feed the darkness, now the darkness grows, right? So when you allow your attention to focus on the light and purity and the higher vibrations are what grow, and now the demons are what are small. So now when they are weakened, it is part of the gift that they are to be transformed by the light. We need to let go on our needs to focus so much on the dark. The light is the value. The light is where the value is. So when we feed the light, now the light can spread across our globe and heal everybody. When we feed the dark, our sort of fears and our confusions and our questions about demons and etc., I'm a huge advocate for helping human beings see that demons are basically like souls that they themselves have been transformed through their own journey experience in an infinite space that is older than the universe itself, and then older than even the oldest universes. And so it's how old is the universe? How old is the oldest universe? How do you define creation, the age of creation? So you have souls who take a journey, souls that are reflections of divine light, and then their light alters its vibration, and now they're exploring a whole new pathway of sort of a demonic pathway. And so when you come across demons, they're basically tortured souls. And they forget what divine light feels like. So you transform them in the light so they can start their journey in the divine light again. You don't feel terrorized by them. You actually feel love for them, Jesus style, heaven style, ascended masters style. This crystal peace style, love, and balance, and non-judgment against their choices, even if their choices were quite terrible. It's the only way to transform them in the light. So my spirit guides are saying, are you going to transform them in the light today? I'm going to say, of course I am. When I transform them in the light, I transform you in the light too, Christine. Your soul has been in conjunction with a lot of darkness since you were very young, and especially damage to your sexuality is one of the most terrible damages that can happen to a human being, especially a young human being. And so there's so much love for your soul and the journey that your soul chose to experience in this lifetime. And there's a great deal of joy that you chose to come to me for this healing so that now you can experience the healing of all. So we're just continuing to share wisdom that is of a high vibration. And so as I'm in your spiritual atmosphere, speaking the wisdom alone is already healing and raising the vibration. And then we are learning about these connective entities, and then we have Jesus here who doesn't like seeing Jesus in their soul rebirth journeys. When it comes to transforming demons, like, that's the best. So I'm just choosing to see giant versions of Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, and then we'll just throw in Archangel Benji like from another soul rebirth journey he did, because he's really cool, like surfer dude angel. I mean, he's just like a reflection of love from just earth, ocean, just, I don't know what it is. It's like beach energy, ocean energy, the healing that we experience from the ocean. But Archangel Raphael is really like in conjunction with this sort of green scene, you know. Archangel Michael is all about transforming dark energies into vibrations of love and light. And so he's sort of a protective force field. But I also have other angels that I work with as well. So I'm allowing myself to experience them all. I'm being relaxed right now. All of these images are going into this piece, into the inside of it. So now they are part of this piece as well. We are building our own crystal in the spiritual atmosphere of your soul. It's really interesting. We are healing you naturally through these means. It's quite interesting. I'm welcoming these dark entities to enter into this holy light, I say. Enter into the holy light where we stand and we can heal you now. And I'm allowing them to feel safe and unwavering in their choice to experience divine light again on their soul journey. This one demon he himself is tormented by his own sexual disease that is pretty bad. I'm basically just seeing a pornographic image, which is an adult in conjunction with a child. So even demons in the physical they sort of alter their reflection because they themselves have been harmed by demons. So demons beget demons, you know what I mean? And so if they can find the freedom to transform in the light, they can be released from their own sort of soul terrors. So I'm welcoming him to enter into the space. It's sort of like he can't enter it. So I'm allowing this specific one. I'm creating this sacred energy to surround him. So it's surrounding him right now. He's spewing out a black liquid of energy. Jesus is picking up this star gift that was given to his soul in order to help him transform in the light, experience divine light. He's actually shriveling up and shrinking down into like a liquid pool, and he's in Jesus's hands, and Jesus is blasting off and away with this demon entity. He's transforming him in the light. There's a massive, it's like another Archangel Michael with a bag, and this piece is going into his bag, and then it is set into a liquid of white, a sort of light liquid, and is washing and purifying in the light. We're inspired to allow this liquid to rain down across this whole space where all these demons are just stuck right now. They're actually not able to move at all because they were all just sort of hanging around this carousel, which is just evaporated, and then I altered the vibration of the space, and they're just not able to move. They're not even able to leave. They're not able to do anything. They're just stuck right now. And so this liquid light is sort of raining down upon all of them. They're feeling a lot better. This is all a reflection of your body, soul, what is in your spiritual atmosphere in conjunction with this lifetime too. So they're in a state of transformation. They're turning into white statues. This liquid is just coming down in sort of from rain clouds in the sky, and it's all white rain clouds raining down this sort of white heavenly light liquid, and is raining down upon this very green landscape that you sent me. And then it is touching all of them and purifying them all with this sort of light. It's odd because it's almost like they're crying from it. They're just releasing as sort of a massive... This one just busted through this sort of white shell, and it's sort of coming out as this wave of circulation of like maybe 1,000 birds. He's Archangel Michael is sort of capturing all the birds in his bag, and now the birds can experience this sort of white light of heaven in this infinite space. So it's like a bag, and then it's an infinite space. So you can put universes in it, and there's still room for more universes. It's an infinite space. I am to see now that this cross here is no longer upside down, and it is turning into a very sacred, pure white. It even has golden embroidered, like really pretty gold design on it, and it is turning the right direction, and it's looking a lot better. I'm just going to go back to this landscape space. I'm inspired to see that there is a reflection of damage to your body that is here. It's sort of, I don't know what it's in conjunction with, but there's a part of your body that is also in conjunction with the land here. You have been crying on the inside for so long. I mean, it's so bad that you're crying on the inside that you're actually opening up all your insides to experience this rain from heaven. You just please get to the inside of me. Please don't just drip it on the outside of me on this sort of land. I open myself up and I allow this sort of heavenly liquid to wash and purify the insides of my body. It's like Archangel Benji time because he's sort of into ocean energies, but there's something about liquid that heals. He's sort of in conjunction with liquid that heals, and we see sort of the ocean is this massive sort of space that just heals us with the tide and the sounds of that it makes, and that sort of ocean spray that it creates, that sort of flavor in the air. And there's something really amazing about what he's doing right now. This is the Archangel Benji. I called him an angel. He's sort of a really profound, he's more profound than and I love working with him. He's really relaxed and laid back, and he's all about don't take things too seriously, enjoy life. Enjoy life, life is a beach kind of style about him. And he really wants to fill your body with this loving, healing angel light. Liquid light from heaven. It's sort of white and it glows and it's liquid. It's really pretty. It is really high vibrational energy. And he's going to do something here for you. There's something about you As he's here with you, there's a new scene that we are entering into. It is in conjunction with this scene, with the landscape, but it is an offset part of it where we're in like a very small room. You're sitting on a plastic chair. There's nothing special about it. It almost seems too small for your body, and your body is covered in deformities. It's almost like your body is wrapped in like intestine, and it's just, you just look a mess. That has a lot to do with how your life has made you feel about yourself. It has not made you feel like you are a divine feminine expression. It has made you feel like you are a monster. And that's not the truth at all. So we have to heal the vibration so that you can see you are not, you are a divine feminine expression. We got to purify all these spaces to help you raise your vibration. I'm filling you with this star energy. I'm actually creating a space around this part of your reflection, so that you can inhale and experience the divine light while I'm here with this special angel, Benji. There's something interesting about this because we're taking up, so we have a small room. It's a box, right? It's a square. And so we have Archangel Benji in one corner, and Raphael in another corner, and Michael in another corner, and I'm actually in the fourth corner, and we are all putting our hands, and you're in the center. We're creating this star piece around you. There's something massive about to happen here, so I want to pay attention. But our hands are up and to channel the healing from heaven through us. So we use our eye portals here, and then we use our eyes of clarity here, our human eyes, but our spiritual eye as well. And then we focus on you in the center. All of us are, and then we're allowing this energy to be concocted into you and around you and help to transform you. This is a really big part of the healing that we're doing this. You're still crying. You're like an adult. You still look like you look like a monster. Your skin is like a reddish hue. It's covered in what's like intestinal pieces. It's not natural. You look like a monster, and you're sort of crouched down, holding onto a stuffed animal, and just bawling your eyes out. You're trapped in this space. Like, you as a human being in the physical, there's a part of your expression that feels this way all the time. In the infinite spiritual expression. I gotta heal this because this is a huge vibration that is tormenting you. Our energy is naturally moving this space up, 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 and away. We are raising the vibration through the visualization, experience, and the energy that is being shared. There's a massive green orb of energy that is surrounding this box space as we are going upward. And there's even larger versions of all four of us watching the smaller versions of us with you in this room, in this green orb going up. And there's even more versions of us up above these versions. It's crazy. It's like this infinite ultimate reflection of more and more and more of us, of much larger sizes. Jesus is somehow a part of some even more massive orb of reflection of all of this. There's something really big that is taking place here. It's bigger than my humanness can be able to describe it. What is sort of like the Mamoosh cup thing, where you have one setting in the smallest little doll, and then you have that little doll's inside the exact same thing happening in a much bigger doll, and then you have that doll, these two dolls inside of a much bigger doll with the exact same thing happening. So you have all of this infinite reflective energy that is channeling into the very smallest one, but it's going so big that you have hundreds of thousands of these sort of reflective dolls, and it would be infinite numbers. So now you can see how the infinite energy is channeling into this like super energy going into this like very tiny original one that we're all standing in this room. So it's this massive like healing, but somehow outside the ultimate Mamoosh cup, there's Jesus holding the Mamoosh cup. All of us inside these like infinite orb spaces doing this. And so the inside of this orb is now glowing inside of this green orb, the ultimate orb that Jesus is now has in his hands. It's dark everywhere except this orb of light is just glowing so bright. It's glowing, it's starting, there's so much healing is going on the inside of this orb. It is pushing all of our expressions out of it. So now it is just an expression of light. And you are inside the light now, bathing in it, protected by it, loved by it, adored by it, feeling transformed by it. This green healing light that is around it is transferring even more energy. It's interesting because I've been seeing this now twice. In the last healing video I did, and then another psychic medium reading I did. So I'll put links to those here so you can watch those if you're interested. It's sort of, you get a ball of, sort of create the healing inside of an orb. The orb starts to glow like the sun inside of what is a green glowing energy that surrounds it. There's something massive about this healing work. I'm inspired to take all of this work that much higher into the realm of the Ascended Masters again, into an even more dimensional expression of this piece. It's very odd, but there's so many steps, chutes, and ladders, this whole thing. It's like I'm in a giant, I don't know, geometric shape that we just keep growing more geometric shapes of healing, which keep expanding into even more higher realms. It's almost, I can't even keep up with it. There's just too much healing going on from too many different angles. And there's quite a lot more sort of transformation of demon work I need to be doing here, but this is where we are at right now. There's something about this. We are creating even more massive geometrical shapes through all of this. We are growing this piece while it's simultaneously in conjunction with you. You're growing it inside of your spiritual atmosphere to heal you in this profound way. I've never done healing like this before, so it's like mind-blowing me, and I can't describe it well enough because it's too intricate and too, like, it's geometric shapes, and it's about the balance of perfection, perfect reflections of very high vibrational harmonies that are also intertwined with mathematical equations that create the balance of and the experience of all things. It's just so mind-blowing. It's just so much higher than I can understand it. So my spirit guides are asking me if I'm healing you through the wisdom of numbers. And I'm saying there is definitely something here about the wisdom of numbers in order to heal you. So you speak words, right? Words that are, I love you, ascended masters, soul rebirth. Like you can use all kinds of words that they have their own vibration. You use words that have lower vibrations. You use words that have higher vibrations. Well, what is the vibration of a number? You have to ask yourself, what does the number 1 mean to you versus the number 1111? What is the vibration of the number 2 versus the vibration of 22 versus the vibration of 2222? I mean, there's different reflections of vibrations that go along with every single number. And so in conjunction with the geometric shape, how many sides are on a pyramid? How many sides are in a cube? There's something about sacred numerology and the healing of your soul that is in conjunction with all of this. Is sort of mind-blowing. My spirit guides are saying yes to what I'm sharing. And so I'm just waiting here for the next thing because this energy is just profound. You aren't even a physical expression inside that orb sphere. If you are a monster sort of orb sphere, the healing has been so huge that you've become just a light. There isn't even a reflection of a body in there. There's just light in there. A tiny little speck of sunlight that is so bright it is blasting through this orb and even through the green haze that is around it. They're saying plant this orb in the earth, in this landscape. And so the landscape that you gave me, so I am. I'm opening up the earth And then I am setting this orb into the womb of Mother Earth, and I'm allowing Mother Earth to naturally heal your own. This has a reflection with your own feminine womb. The damage that was done there to you at a very young age, and then just continue to travel through your life experience, and now ended up in the complete removal of it. But that still has an energetic reflection. And so we are a part of your energetic womb that is going to help create massive balance for you. Because even though you've removed it in the physical, it is not, you can't remove it in the spiritual. So we're going to heal it in the spiritual, so that way you feel healed in the physical. Even though it isn't there, you can still experience healing, transformation, joy, love, and all that stuff. There's no judgment on what any of us do. You're just trying to come up with the best way to live your life based on what was given to you from the get-go. And so you've done the best that you can. The Spirit keeps saying, we love you. We love you. You've done an amazing job in this lifetime, and we love you. And we're so happy to be here with you and to heal you in this way, so we can give your soul relief from this. Your soul needs to experience relief and love from heaven. And so we are sharing this gift with Mother Earth's womb in order to heal your sort of spiritual womb, in order to heal even what was the sort of painful reflection of yourself. Everything is sort of in this massive super healing. What is this sort of light that is now a part of this womb? There's some more wisdom related to this. This orb is quite healed, but yet it needs to be in the earth where the earth can even heal it more. But somehow it is healing the womb of your spiritual atmosphere, which is in conjunction with Mother Earth. It's so strange. I can't you see the ping pong effect we're creating here? It's just too much for me to put my words into. So I'm just going to let you digest that however you want to. Sometimes the wisdom just is the story, and then you get to decide what it means to you. But this landscape that you shared with me is a reflection of what is a pure and sacred space. A holy space where there is nothing bad or harmful here. And your dog is here enjoying this space as well with us. But there's something about this space that we need to use the energy and the vibration in conjunction with healing the damage that was done to your your womb. And so there's also a reflection of allowing this space to heal you even that much more. This is the space I also was transforming demons in. This is the space Cran and I went to in order to explore this document. This is the space. This is the place. So I'm just waiting here. This is also the space where you opened up your body and said, please allow the light to come into me and heal me. That is when we found you in that room. Now everything is starting to come back to me. You see how complicated these things can get? Too many geometric shapes going on here. They're saying your uterus has been soaked in heavenly light and love to transform it. It is transformed. It has been in this orb, and now we are placing the orb in a sacred space, which is now the reflection of your female womb. This space that you shared with me is who and what you are now. They're really wanting to emphasize that because you, in your own mind, would never perceive your most sacred and holy space on your female body to be a reflection of this divine space that you shared with me. And yet, in the depths of your heart, you long for this to be the truth. You long for that space to be truly a reflection of your divine female organs. And so they're saying you must choose to see that this is the truth. This is part of the healing. But we're going to help you embrace that through continuing this journey healing, so that way you can see and feel and experience purity as a part of your sacred expression. There's still an element of you with tears, and it's like a lifetime of tears. And they won't stop. You've been crying for a long time, but you've been terrorized by some real jerks in the spirit realm too. But those jerks are only jerks until they're transformed in the light, and now they're reflections of divine energy. It's amazing how quickly it happens too. There's something special we are doing here. So we buried that orb sphere in the earth. The earth just spit it out, and it looks like a bowling ball, but it's with a cream crust on it, and it's just rolling to some space. It's rolling somewhere. It's magnetically just going to where it's supposed to go. It's not glowing. It's not anything. It's got like mud caked around it. It's hit a foot of a dark expression here. This is like a man who's writing a ticket or something. Giving me a fine or something like that. But this ball really likes this man for some reason. This ball is like... It rolled to his foot, and it is stuck there. It's not going anywhere else. This man looks like an officer writing me a ticket or a fine, and I'm just like, it's just trying to make sense of what this means. Like, how'd you get in here? I didn't let you in here. It's part of the wisdom, so we'll see what this means. Sort of rules and regulations of how to behave in society. How to be good enough in society. There's something about this that is a self-punishing element of you feel like you are not appropriate in society. You are of this reflection. You deserve punishment and fines. This isn't the truth. You don't deserve that. Why are you rolling yourself over to this guy? You actually don't deserve that. I'm altering the image. I'm allowing you to come out of your shell, so that way we can see you. And there's something about you trying to come out of this shell like a chicken come out of an egg, but you're a human being, a woman, and you're sort of soaking with an oozy goo, and you seem really like you keep putting your head down like you're ashamed of yourself. You can't look at him in the eye. You can't even express your feelings or emotions. He's completely ignoring you and keeps giving me the ticket. There's something... Now he's abusing you. He wants to strangle the life out of you. The whole image is turning into something very dark, and even what is so self-punishing that it is a fist that keeps punching in the face of a defenseless human being who's on the ground. This is part of what happens when society does very damaging things to us. It does damage to our emotions and creates broken records of this nightmare, repeating over and over and over again. However it chooses to repeat is in the language or the energy and the way you feel about yourself and your life, is a reflection of this sort of self-destructive energy. It just makes you feel like this is what you deserve. This isn't what you deserve. So I'm helping to allow you to see that you do not deserve this. I'm healing you. I'm actually touching his hand, and he's stopped. He's stalled out. I'm not allowing him to continue. You are on the ground, and you're sort of lifeless, and I'm just picking you up. I'm holding you. I'm putting you in a princess bed, like where Sleeping Beauty is resting, but I'm just going to allow you to rest there, where it is really elegant and peaceful, and there's birds chirping, and it's a very fancy style bed, and allow you to feel the high vibration that you are worthy and deserving of so much more than this. You are a reflection of a goddess, of a princess, of a divine woman. You are not a reflection of a woman who needs beat up by a man who wants to just give orders and just... This is all a reflection of damage, of just damage to your emotions, your senses, everything. So you're in a safe, warm space. There's loving angel lights that are here. They're touching your feet while you were laying down in bed. They're touching your shoulders. You're starting to glow with light. There's a darker entity within your body that is being released naturally. Archangel Michael just caught him in his bag and just closed his bag instantly. It's odd because he's just bouncing around in there like a bouncy ball, but he will transform in this space. It's full of that white liquid from heaven. So now his bag is calmed down quite a lot. These are just the demons of your own mind. That did a lot of healing for you right there. There's a shelled piece of you that just cracked, and now on the inside is what is a real human being that looks very beautiful, looks very peaceful, looks very relaxed and cozy. Looks like she's warm and sleeping peacefully. So I'm just watching this. This shell, the old version of your body just got removed, and you're just in this space and peace. And so I'm going back to where this sort of officer is just, he's stalled out. He's not moving his fist anymore. He's just stalled out. So I'm just filling him with love right now. And he's starting to crack. Inside is a tiny splinter. I'm not touching. I know about these tiny little splinters. They look little and meaningless, but they're some of the biggest wounds, and they're some of the most. I can't touch that, or else it's going to transfer wound into my own body. So I'm asking for an angel to. An angel comes and they're using energy to lift it. They're not touching it either. And then it's going into an orb. It's actually on the inside of what is like a crystal ball. It's inside an orb, and then it is being handed to Michael, put into his bag to transform. That was a big deal. That's bigger than we can possibly imagine. That tiny little splinter is quite a big deal. I've run into other tiny little specks that were also very big deals. It's sort of like, what is a tiny crumb ends up weighing holding the weight of 2,000 elephants. It's just a perception thing. That was a big deal that we did that. I'm even feeling a lot better now. Whew, that was huge. They're wanting to purify this space of that energy because we need to continue to raise the vibration of this space, allow this space to feel cleansed and purified. So we're just going to remove that sort of reflection and allow it to be transformed in the light as well. The reflection of that whole loud echo of feelings inside of you. It's sort of being collected as what was an invisible energy. So even when we yell at each other, we actually create energy daggers, basically. And so when we let others yell at us and make us feel small, now we are ingesting their energy daggers. And so just because you can't see the energy doesn't mean that it's not there and it doesn't have an impact. And so I can't actually, it's meant to be an invisible energy, but it is quite understood within my heart and soul that there's an energy dagger here that needs to be purified in the light. So I'm inspired to levitate it and take it actually to heaven myself, and then allow it to be reborn in the light of all. And so I'm entering it into Mother, Father, God, the Divine Mother and Father, the oneness, the Divine Mother and Father of all, the oneness, the light of all. It was quite a big deal, this was. Now we are planting things that grow in this space to raise its vibration. And since you like trees, I am inspired to plant all different kinds of trees. I don't know what any of these trees are called, but trees from all over the globe are going to live here. All the different kinds. Even really crazy, there's going to be tall, like super tall trees, jungle trees, forest trees, winter trees, summer trees, palm trees. We're going to make it really green. There's going to be vines growing everywhere with white flowers on them. And we're just going to amplify this space into even more greenery, and it's an infinite space. So there's infinite space here to grow millions, trillions, billions, universes of trees here. But there's a need to plant lots of flowers as well. Lots and lots of flowers of all different varieties. All different shapes and sizes, because all the varieties of flowers are beautiful. Even some weed flowers are gorgeous too. So we're growing all the different kinds of flowers. And even creating pond with lily pads too, with flowers. And we're putting frogs in there. We're allowing natural, just animals of spaces to come live in the jungle, live in the mountain forest, live in the plains forest, live all over the place. Like this is gonna all different kinds of forests with all different kinds of trees here. And all different kinds of animals. It feels amazing doing this, because this is also a reflection of your female womb, your sexual identity that was damaged. And so now it is raising its vibration. It's becoming purer, more sacred, more divine, more filled with love and healing from heaven through gifts of nature. And gifts of nature that thrive in this space. Not gifts of nature that are dying. Gifts of nature that are just, yum, 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 yum. I really like it here. I'm going to live here forever. I like this place. This is my type of place. Even the animals want to live here. Everything is attracted to this space. I'm inspired to create a really awesome doghouse, even like a castle. And I don't know whether your dog's male or female, but it's gonna be a pretty castle. I don't know why, but this dog needs like a really girly castle. I'm making like a massive girly castle in here for your dog. So your dog has a really awesome space to enjoy, in this space as well, which is a space of love and balance and harmony and peace and everything that you've deserved to experience in your life, in conjunction with your body and your sexual identity and all of that. The vibration here is incredible. I'm inspired to take this it's like a crazy geometric shape that is in your spiritual atmosphere. I mean, in this landscape space, it is mind-blowing to me, but I'm inspired to allow it to enter into the depths of the earth space, which is the depths of this part of your body, which is in conjunction with your female womb. So I'm burying it. This sacred object is now being buried in the depths of this space, which is so sacred. It's sort of like, what gifts do we give to heal Mother Earth? Mother Earth can transform garbage into something positive, but why not bury something sacred into Mother Earth and let her thrive on it, and then let her grow things that are so much more profound than what she grows when she digests garbage. You plant, you share with her energy gifts, and now she can grow things with even more profound energy, high vibrations and everything. And so I'm entering into this space, which is your spiritual female womb, a gift of this piece, which is extremely high vibration and sacred and revered and special and everything. And it is going to be there for all eternity as a gift to your soul in this space, which had endured the most damage, but now is going to endure the most sacred, revered, profound healing, because it's worthy and deserving of it. You are worthy and deserving of this. There's something really wonderful. There's an angel coming down. This angel's the energy is mind-blowing right now. I don't know how to describe the light. It's yellow and orange both. And it's almost like it's on fire, but it's not. It's just glowing in an insane way. And inside the glow is white light angel. And just super purifying. I can't even see the angel's face because it's just glowing with so much light. It almost is its own orb. And it's just so much energy. It just came down. It's as tall as some of these really tall trees. And it's here in this space as well. It's pulling things up and out of the ground. What are really sharp. It literally raised out of the depths of this space some very sharp pins, like looks like massive toothpicks. He's pulling all of them out and allowing them to enter Super Michael's super bag. Michael's like this massive angel, even more massive than everything else we're seeing right now. He's like the size of a planet. And he's just allowing all these needles to go into his bag and then to purify this and transform in the light. They're just a reflection of your pain that you've stored here. There's even more pain that wants to be released from this space. It's coming out in the form of just a grotesque bubbly, just looks like a, I don't know. It looks like a mass of something that is organic. It's like a body that was charred, but it does not look like a body at all. It just looks like a, I don't know, it's bubbling. It's bubbling all over it. It's just a conglomeration of skin and dead tissues. And it looks burnt too in some places. And then it's bubbling out all over it. And then it's just being lifted out of there. That feels a lot better. I'm inspired to share this rain and wash as sort of I'm creating a bunch of stuff with this liquid heaven water. It's sort of white, milky, but it also glows white. It's super high vibrational and purifying. So I'm just allowing it to rain down into this wound space so it can moisturize and tenderize this sort of like tender loving touch, this wound here. But it's also simultaneously falling across all the plants, all the space. All of this is experiencing it even more now. And now we are to watch that it is soaking into the ground, going in deep, 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 deep under the sort of, getting underneath the surface. And now I'm inspired to go down under the surface to see what is there, because there is something here. I don't even know how to describe this. I'm just going to heal it, and then I'll try and describe what happens as best I can. It's basically an open space, but I'm seeing it as like, you know what a female womb looks like. You look at it, you look at the uterus on a picture, a medical picture. So it's sort of like a bag, right? And so in this bag, there's just like a black ball right here. And so I'm sort of looking at a uterus that is a picture of a uterus is what it looks like underneath the deepest parts of like deep under this earth space, this landscape. So I'm just experiencing this. It's sort of just a black orb of energy in there. So this is saying that your spiritual uterus, which is still a part of you, possesses a dark energy orb. You can't remove that unless you have a spiritual healer go in and do it. Just because you remove the uterus in the physical doesn't mean that it was healed and it did not release this from the spiritual. This is going to be massive. To get this out is going to be a big deal for you. And they keep saying you deserve this, Christine. You've been through a lot. You are worthy and deserving of this gift from heaven. I'm just allowing myself to see that it is just popping out of there. It was sort of an air, full of air. And the air just kind of popped. It just pushed that ball out of the picture. And then the air is just being released from the bag. And now it is just thinning out and looking just like a space that needs some dirt filling. It looks like earth ground now. But this energy ball is not one I want to touch. I'm just levitating it. There's some little green people here. I'm supposed to tell you that that picture I described, that is in conjunction with Mother Earth and healing, is filling with soil, is fine. That black ball had to get out of there. I'm in an alternative space. This is dimensional. This is hard to keep up with some of these things. But I've got this, what is like a tennis ball that is black, and then I'm sort of levitating it. I just thought I was going to put it in Michael's bag. But then when I turned to go do it, there's like little people that are glowing with emerald light. They're like 2 feet tall, and they're wearing hard outfits. That like I could knock on it, and they're sort of glowing, and they look like emeralds. Emerald hat, emerald sort of side to this, and then emerald body pieces, plating, but they're just little heads inside of all this emerald. There's several of them here. They want to take this. They're even blasting off. They have little like mechanical emerald wing pieces, and there's 3 of them, and they're just blasting off right now. They're like, wee! I don't know why. They're really silly, and they're really funny, and they're really excited to be going up, up, and away with this black ball piece. They're all 3 doing it together. But in the process, these sort of rocket pieces are releasing green energy downward, so it is creating an emerald mist that is part of the energy of the air of the space. So we're all surrounded by emerald mist in this landscape, which is full of trees of all different varieties, different forests of all different kinds of plants and flowers and vines, and ponds and lake pieces and animals of all different kinds and lily pads, and there's your dog in the awesome pretty princess sort of space. And these guys are just blasting green energy to just create a fog of emerald energy light just all across here. So there's something really wonderful about this. But I feel like I need to just follow them. I just want to see that this black ball goes into a space. It is being put into Michael's bag, but I'm to watch it do something. It's going down like a tunnel, and then it is going into a dark space. It is sort of black liquid. There's something about this. They're saying that Christine is worthy and deserving of love. This black ball piece, this has happened before, where some of these things I can't just put in Michael's bag. There's something about this that I need to look at this a little bit more. I'm actually going to put this video on pause for a minute, and then I'll be back momentarily. Okay, I'm back in the saddle. I'm ready. So my stomach was growling. I had to eat something. Okay, so I'm back on it. I'm feeling balanced. We have this black orb that was in Michael's bag, and I've been putting things in there just to transform them in the light. Well, if they don't belong in there, I get sort of messages that something doesn't feel right about doing that. So then I have to figure out why that would be. And so these little green guys and this orb, we're going to figure out what we need to do here with this. So I'm telling them that I am choosing to inspect this with more depth, and requesting greater clarity on what we are to do with this orb. They're asking me if I remember where that orb came from. It's like, man, this like funny maze of crazy, that is your journey, Christine, is like geometric shapes, sacred numbers, spaces that are reflections of the, maternal womb. Like, it's just been such a crazy ride. So I'm returning back to where this came from, which was a diagram of a womb, and there was a black ball inside of there. And to my mind, I had concluded that it was sort of like a tumor or something, a spiritual sort of reflection of damage that I could just transform in the light, but it is proving to be a more substantial thing than that. And so I'm looking at these emerald people to try to make sense of their relationship with this whole thing. Apparently, they were part of the the friends from the forest that entered into this space. They felt like this was a good home for them too. So we've got bullfrogs, we got reindeer, we got we got all the different animals, and then we have little miniature people in emerald suits that live here too, along with your dog in this pretty princess house. They're quite excited about it, and so I'm just going to give it to them and see what they want to do with it. It just seemed like it was meant to go to Michael. So let's just see what happens here. I'm just going to levitate it on over to them. They wanted to go upward with it. Something about going upward and raising the vibration. So we're just going to do that. They've got the three of them are sort of looking at each other, blasting upwards, releasing green energy, and then simultaneously with hands, eyes, looking at this ball levitating between the three of them, they're just going upward with it. So you're just raising the vibration here. They're getting taller or longer the higher they go. It's like stretching their bodies out. And they're even sort of wavy in the wind, as they're like the wind blowing them down, like they're going up, and that experience is lengthening them. There's a hand that is actually grabbing them out of a glass container, like a milk jug or like an old school milk cart, like a glass milk jug or something. And his hand is stuck trying to get them out of there. Trying to get them. The hand, it's even like the mouth of this glass piece is getting tighter around the hand. So it just can't even get in there to them. Spirit guides are asking if I know what this means. All I can do is allow the wisdom to unravel. There's a reason for everything that happens. I'm taking this container and I'm setting it on my kitchen counter. I'm opening up my fridge and I'm grabbing milk. Apparently I know to do this. I'm setting milk on the counter. I seem to want to make something. Like I'm thinking about butter even. I'm thinking about foods, like food creations, making a recipe of some kind. But I'm using normal things from a fridge. These guys are invisible now. Nothing of where we had just been is a part of this scene anymore. It's completely, I just entered into a new version of this healing. So something about this. Sometimes you get conundrums that just, there's nothing coming to me about this. I'm starting to put my hand like I'm washing it on the inside. I never even did anything with the milk or the butter. I'm just watching the scene playing out, and I'm trying to make sense of why it has gone here. So I'm actually shaking it up with nothing in there, and there's somehow stuff wanting to come out of it. I'm just going to watch the scene play out, and then I'll tell you what happens. I'm pulling something sticky out of there, and it's just a goo ball. It almost looks like a balloon, and I'm filling it up, but I have not done it just yet. I'm just preparing to do this. I'm contemplating all the actions that are taking place here in order to make sense of why I'm being taken to this realm of wisdom. So we have what was originally this uterus image. Then we take the black ball out. We have these guys here. They're blasting it upward. I choose to put it into Michael's bag. It enters into what is a black tar liquid pool, which is really weird that I would even see that in there. The feeling is there's something more, some more wisdom related to this. So I'm exploring other alternative ways of uncovering, unraveling the wisdom, which is leading me into doing things in my kitchen that just don't, nothing about this is adding up. It's just a bunch of random scenes. You know what I mean? So my spirit guides are saying nothing about this adds up. And I'm saying what this tells me is there's almost like actions to solve a problem, and nothing is ever getting solved here. We're just moving from one scene to the next to try to solve a problem, and nothing is actually getting solved here. This is part of the wisdom. I'm telling you, sometimes when scenes get really nutty like this, you have to step back and ask, what is actually being told to us here? Is it about the pictures, or is it about something more than that? So my experience of this so far is I'm trying to accomplish something, and I'm feeling unsuccessful. Every thought that comes to mind, every attempt is just a new version of the same, which is getting us nowhere. This has got to be some sort of relationship with how you can feel in your life, where you feel like you're trying to accomplish something, and it just takes you from one random scene to another random scene, but the outcome is always the same. You feel like you might be making progress, but it's just taking you to another scene that just doesn't seem to get us anywhere. So I'm stopping the scenes right now, and I've got to choose to do something here. I'm actually just taking all the scenes we've gone through, and I'm smushing them into one orb, and I'm inspired to heal this orb. So everything, even that ball that came out of Michael's bag, I'm inspired to just, whatever that black liquid was, it should not belong in there. I'm transforming it to white light liquid from heaven. That is what belongs in there. That is what should be in there. I'm altering the vibration by choosing to see love instead of choosing to see darkness. There's something about this. Choosing to see solution versus choosing to allow solution to manifest. Sometimes the solution that needs to manifest is choosing a solution. So now we're choosing a solution. The solution is choosing to see Michael's bag full of white light energy, and choosing to see all of this lineup of just trying to accomplish something and getting nowhere in an orb as the solution. So you see how I have to deal with this sort of world? I mean, you have to explore the illusions, you have to explore the energy, you have to explore everything that spirit shows you, and you have to be in a state of contemplation too about it. Sometimes it's part of the journey healing, and sometimes you have to outsmart it or understand what the illusion is. This one was a little interesting. And so we have an orb of solution, okay? Everything that is not the solution, that has not helped us get to a solution, is in this orb. I'm supposed to make a decision on what I will do with this orb now that I have created the solution. Where does it belong now? Does it belong in Michael's bag, or does it belong somewhere else? I say this solution is a gift to Christine. She needs an orb of solution. Who doesn't need an orb of solution in their life? I needed one back like 3 scenes ago. Now I've got an orb of solution. One thing I'm supposed to acknowledge is I've seen several long-haired blonde entities. They kind of make me think of Palladians. Because they have a solid form, but their solid form is glowing with light. And they're sort of, they all kind of look the same. They're all kind of blonde and blue-eyed. Although I just did a journey with Palladians, and those two had brown hair. But had to have been, I'm still in contemplation of that one, because I've always seen them as having blonde hair. So, and so part of the wisdom is to see variety or alter your perspective of things. But here I see blonde, Caucasian, sort of Palladian type style beings glowing with white light. They kind of Their ears are different than ours. They could, if you want to just envision them sort of, there's just something different about their appearance. They're not quite, they're not exactly human looking, although they look very much so human. I'm just trying to go to them with the orb of solution. I'm just trying to understand their purpose in this. There's an odd bath. We're in a space of white light, like heavenly space, and they're here glowing. There's several of them. These sort of munchkins in the green. I don't understand. They're part of this orb of solution on the inside, although their green mist is still a part of the landscape. So we want green emerald mist energy. It's purifying, healing. It's phenomenal energy for healing. But I'm over here. There's like a bird bath. There's something these Palladians are over here. There's male and female, and it's like they're washing things in it. A sacred water bath, and I just feel like I'm gonna wash this orb of solution. I'm just gonna put it in and see what happens. It keeps wanting to go travel down a hole. It did this in Archangel Michael's bag. It went down like a tube, and then now it's going down the center of the post of this sacred bath, and it's going downward. There's clearly some more work here. I'm going to have to come back to this orb of solution. I'm asking right now to take me to a space that is really deep that I need to heal. I'm walking into a space now. There's a lot of just eyes looking at me, but I mean, they're like 8 or so, and everything is in darkness. It's quite quiet down here. I'm saying I'm going deeper still. This just doesn't feel deep enough to me. So I'm just seeing that I'm going into a deeper space within your spiritual atmosphere. And there's a heart beating in this space. But something still feels like an illusion of I'm not going down. Something is preventing me from going somewhere. I'm just going to break the illusion itself, and I'm saying I'm seeing now as heaven is guiding me. I'm choosing to see where is a really deep space that I can heal in order to manifest. This solution is obviously in a deep space. It keeps trying to share something with me. I have to go down deeper. For some reason I'm having a hard time getting there. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes it is hard to get into deeper spaces. So you have to outsmart this whole thing, which is all just illusionary stuff. You can just say, okay, I choose to be there. Well, you can choose to be there and then see that you aren't there somehow. There's still part of an illusionary facade that's going on here. I can feel this stuff out, you know. I'm just seeing everything as a mirror, and I'm breaking it, and now I'm going into whatever's here, and this is the space. So I'm just breaking this mirror, and I'm going in. There's some dark energy here. I'm going to find the soul fragment. I'm going to release it into this garden space. That is what I'm saying. I'm demanding that I be taken to the space where your soul fragment is hidden. They're saying in the box, and I'm saying yes, the box from heaven. The solution is contained within this box. There's something about this choice. Sometimes you just need to keep demanding and keep insisting, keep trying. Even when you come up with the orb solution, it still isn't the solution. Now you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying to unravel it. This is still part of the wisdom, a very long chain of wisdom about how to solve problems. Try again is really what this is telling me. I'm part of this space while I'm simultaneously exploring this sort of wooden box from heaven. I'm feeling energy that is starting to feel purified, or like filling with love. Really wanting to be, is something warm about this. There's something very warm about this that I feel in my heart. The truth lies when you enter into the reflection. So I just broke all these sort of illusionary facades that it just wasn't the right space. It just broke the mirror of the illusion of the reflection. I'm going into the mirror, but the mirror's broken. So I'm in the reflection, so to speak. There's something about this. Nothing is happening so far. It's just stalled out. I've got to do something with energy. I'm just inspired to create a vacuum. I'm going to put my orb in the center of this room. I'm just inspired to do that. And then my orb to ingest inside of it all of this sort of negative energy vibration. My orb will I will purify my orb here, so my crystal ball, it's an infinite space. So I'm allowing it to be a vacuum, a reflection of heaven, and within my orb is the infinite love of all. And so I can transform the light within the orb itself. Just like a dead space. Something about this whole vein is not right. Need a minute here to try to solve this problem. It's kind of a big problem here. I don't want to keep going on a journey to get nowhere. I want to actually get to the solution. Something about the energy. There's some sort of energy. There's a throne here. I'm able to see a throne here. There's something about a spotlight. The energy is somehow in the spotlight. It's still a dark cloud, but the white light is hitting it. But you can tell there's like smoke in the air. I'm in here in my star piece. This here. I am in the star piece, while simultaneously I'm using my crystal ball in order to be a healing component as well. We are all in the star, angels and all of us are in the star. Jesus is here. Now we are to look at this space as being lifted out from deep within your spiritual atmosphere. What it was a box, now we're all inside the box, is what this is. There's something crazy about all of this. The box is now in Jesus' hands. We are inside the box with the star piece where me and all the angels are. And then inside the box is also this orb sphere, but there's some just this difficulty of absorbing the energy. There's that throne, but nobody's on the throne. Jesus is kind of peeking in the box in at us, and nothing is happening so far. My spirit guides are telling me to remain patient. The wisdom is on its way, is transferring through to me now. The wisdom that helps us experience, find, discover the soul part of you and release it from the box. So I'm just saying I choose patience. I actually choose to sit down in the box, and I choose patience to manifest the wisdom and the direction. I'm supposed to acknowledge that in the orb of solution, that this orb of solution needs to be a part of the box. It's trying to take me to this space. I'm choosing to switch out my orb with the orb of solution. So now the orb of solution is in this box, and let's see what happens now. The orb of solution is actually turning black. I say, do not allow this to be a concern. It is part of the healing and the wisdom. So it is meant to turn black. That's there. My spirit guides are reassuring me that this is activating something, activating progress even. So I'm just choosing patience some more. I'm setting this box down in our sacred landscape. It's interesting because the landscape is massive, but it's turning into a roll, and then it itself wants to turn into a sphere as well of green energy with the light shining from within. I say, is the orb of solution worthy of this landscape orb of it's sort of the light within orb? So I'm inside this box while I'm simultaneously allowing this orb of solution to go within this light in the green. It's all part of this landscape space. All these higher vibrations are a part of this landscape. The orb of solution is literally opening up and releasing a liquid that is sort of evaporating. I don't know what this means as of yet. I'm just watching things taking place. I'm doing this step by step as I am prompted or inspired. Something about when this thing opened up, it sort of released a liquid, and it itself is sort of disintegrating in the light, but what it released was energy. The liquid was just the part we didn't need. It was like the black liquid it was sort of ingesting from the music box space. I'm inspired to, so we have this, it's some music, it's kind of reminds me of the inside of a music box, but it's not a music box. There's nothing in a compartment. It's sort of a jewelry box or something. So when I think of jewelry box, it's sort of like a kid's jewelry box that plays music or something like that, but this does not appear to be playing music at this time, but I did just call it a music box, so there must be a reason why. But I'm still in there, but I'm sort of inspired as this geometric shape to be entering into this green with the yellow energy, or this sort of light within energy. So as this geometric shape, we are entering into this. We are entering into this. Everything needs to enter into this. Everything that needs healed. Even you crying on your couch with your son is entering into this with the cross up right now that is white. There's something about everything needs healed in the light. Everything. And so the light just wants to ingest everything that has been the pain and suffering of your body and your mind and your spirit. Because we're transforming you now. So you are not a reflection of who you were. You are a reflection of a whole new expression of light and love. Everything feels purified and sacred because you are purified and sacred. You are worthy and deserving of this. You choose this, and therefore you receive this. This is healing a lot of things. I'm just allowing it to heal. I feel really warm inside. So this deserves time to be experienced. So part of it is you have to choose to enter into the light. So I'm trying to allow this with you crying and your son to go into the orb. It hasn't been sucked in yet because you are choosing to dry your own tears now. Actually stand up in the living room space with your son holding your son's hand. And now you are actually choosing to go into the light instantly. And it just happened. And inside the light is a drawer. You say you didn't even know you were in the light because you did not choose to be in the light. You chose to be in a dark space. So again, you have to choose to be in the light, is what they're reminding me of. It's part of the wisdom. I can't, sometimes I do have to go to dark spaces, but in this case, it is a choice of whether you want to see it as dark or light. And so you choose to see it now as healed. This is part of the wisdom is about choice, choosing to experience healing and then receiving it. This box, the me that is a star, all the angels, that sort of experience where you were buried in the earth, in the earth space, and the uterus, and this black ball that became the orb of solution, and all these other spaces with a heartbeat. They all are, and they always were a part of the light, is what they're saying. All things always are, and always were, and always ever will be a part of the light, even the darkest reflections. They're reminding me of the space with the carousel that was transformed into the landscape. But they're allowing all reflections of the wisdom from this entire journey to be reflected in the light of all, because they always were a part of the light, even when it was the manipulation that they were dark. Because there's something about raising the vibration here, seeing things as a part of the light. So we are all in the light right now, even this box is. They're saying it's appropriate to call it a music box. There's something really pretty about the way the wood is. It's just a nicely carved wooden box. It's just something, it's kind of like you walk through an antique shop, you don't know what you're going to find, and then you find something that catches your eye, and it's a neat little wooden box, and it actually happens to have a little twist on the bottom, and it plays music just on its own. And so it's just something neat about it being something more than just a wooden box, a music wooden box. There's something about that. Supposed to really enhance the energy vibration here of the light within, the green. There's just a need to raise the vibration higher. We're speaking words, I wouldn't know what they are. As we speak it in unison, as sort of a lower at a sort of a lower pitch, it's inspiring transformation. It's like the words of creation or something. It's inspiring transformation of the light within is starting to alter its composition. It's not really an orb or a light, it's sort of bubbling out. They're wanting me to see all the things that we've seen on this total journey, even the wisdom of confusion, trying to solve a problem and just feel like you're getting nowhere. The dog in this, their sleeping beauty too, and that it sounds like we'll be visiting her shortly. But I'm supposed to focus on everything else, but that one was not the right time, I guess. We'll come back to it. It's odd. It's sort of like an atom that is growing. It's growing more as it's like a cell that creates a baby. It splits from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and it just keeps growing. This odd light is starting to look like split pieces, like lots of atoms growing from one living source of light. I don't understand. It's just bubbling out, but the bubbles have some solidity to it, so it's like it kind of looks like that inside this green haze. And we're all angels, and energy from heaven is all just standing here focusing on it. There's a symbol of the snake, which is reflecting as a symbol of rebirth. But it's just part of the scene right now. It's overlapping in an 8 over top of this, and it's green. There's something about this shape is morphing into other shapes, different geometric shapes even. This shape is now becoming the most prominent shape that I can see. This piece is sort of becoming a very profound geometric shape inside of this orb, and it's now the orb itself is starting to look like a gorgeous star. It's this sort of light being reborn. It's just light. It's light that is you that is being reborn. It's so amazing. It's growing. It's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Bigger than life itself. You are growing bigger than life itself. You are growing beyond what was a childlike form. You're just growing out of the shell of all of your old reflections, of all of the terrible experiences that you've had. A light that is growing so much stronger and so much more powerful, more amazing, more a part of the divine light than ever before, through your soul's choice to endure these life experiences that were so hard. You deserve this healing. You done the best that you could do, and you did an amazing job. And you need to know that and feel that in your heart. Heaven would not say this if this wasn't the truth. This is the truth. And now you are really stretching beyond all of your boundaries. You're just going and growing so big right now. I'm just continuing to watch you stretch. And grow. As we're simultaneously still speaking. And I'm inspired to say Kundalini Reiki. Now it's the snake, it's sort of a gift of rebirth. It's somehow in conjunction with this. Through green healing energy, the green of the landscape, the green mist, this sort of healing trees, this joyful dog that just part of the green space as well. Everything is turning into green now. Even the light within is just engulfing, it's sort of ingesting more green energy. They're saying it's time now. So I'm levitating this green orb that is now glowing yellow on the outside. And I'm inspired to walk into this princess room where you're sleeping. You already broke off an old shell in that scene, but you were asleep, and there were angels here. There's something about this gift. I can't actually wake you up. I can't actually put this inside of you. There's some reason why this was called a music box. I'm inspired to play you, since this music box is a part of this expression now. This wooden box, which is a music box. So I'm playing it, and there's some nice harmony to it. You actually feel like your soul went into an odd sleep state. This is somehow a part of that soul piece that kind of lost itself, has been in a odd rest state. But it's all in conjunction. Everything has come together in this orb. And the sound of the orb itself is the medicine that is waking you in this bed as you've been asleep for a long time. You're starting to fill with music and joy. Something feels really pure and sacred about this whole thing. It feels like you're waking up now, like you're having a spiritual awakening. Legitimate, the feeling that I'm experiencing by you breathing in and drinking in sort of in the ears, and like the sound and the energy from this piece that is sort of, we're over here by your bed and you're sleeping, but you're kind of coming to. And with you breathing in, hearing more of this, you're starting to revive a part of your heart and a part of your blood, a part of your body. It's all just waking up all of a sudden. Like, where have I been this whole time? Is the way this feels. But we're all here saying, you've just been asleep for a little while, but we're here and you're waking up now. So now we can help you get back on your path and on the journey again, from a state where you are awake and full of clarity. There's something extremely good about all of this. You've waited a very long time to experience this version of balance. You've needed this so badly. We're all so honored to be here right now with you at this moment on your soul journey to give you this. You're somehow this thing that I don't know if it's supposed to go inside you, if you're just going to continue to breathe it in. There's music, everything's waking up, but it hasn't transformed, hasn't gone to the next thing just yet. So let's just give it a little more time for you to, I mean, last thing you want after sleeping for, all these years is just to be like, wake up like, whoa, you're disoriented, you're confused. Let's just let you slowly wake up. Your cells are like, wow, I feel alive. There's some like a lot of action going on energetically on the inside that you're waking up, but you're just not quite aware yet. Sort of like when you start hearing music and you're still sleeping, and then you're kind of aware that something else is happening. We haven't woken up yet. There's something like this going on. The light outside the room is getting brighter. That is filling the room with even more bright light. This orb is levitating itself over top of your body. It is filling with more light from heaven even. It's actually sucking in this radiating light, white light coming through these windows in here. Everything is just white light in here. Even your bed, your comforter, the carpeting or whatever is on the floor. Everything is just, it's like a princess room, but it's glowing with white everywhere. Everything is really clean and tidy in here while you're resting. It even has a little canopy bed. It's really pretty. So... you are feeling almost overwhelmed by receiving this gift to a degree that is altering the way your body is behaving. It's almost like it doesn't want it just yet. So we're just testing to see if you're ready for it or not yet. We're asking you if you're ready to wake up now. Are you ready to receive the light of all, the glow from within to wake up within you? It's just to glow through you. It's just something about all of this is a part of your soul. We're trying to connect the sleeping part of you with this glowing part of you. It's almost there. It's happening. It just hasn't happened yet all the way. Divine timing. I have to choose patience sometimes. Like, come on now. Come on, little orb. Go inside her. I know you're supposed to do it, but you won't do it yet. So I gotta wait. I gotta wait it out. It's like too much suspense. We all know what's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. We're all losing our minds. Just like so much suspense here. Please go into her. Let it go into her. It's odd, but a little pipe just sort of developed because of all of our excitement, and this little thing just rolled down the pipe into your mouth and now is in part of your body. It's in your body. My nose is getting itchy from all of this energy. I swear, like too much energy. I'm fighting the yawning. The itchy nose is driving me nuts. We're so close. The suspense is insane right now. And so it is gone through this pipe into your mouth, and the songs are still playing in your heart. It's a part of your heart portal. You're allowing it to spread with all over through your arms, through your torso, through your legs, through every part of your body, through your head. And now you aren't even a sleeping beauty, you're just a glowing person in a bed right now. And there's sounds. We're not sure what's going to happen next. There's something about this. They're saying I need to go into what just happened. You basically woke, you just sat up in bed and something creepy just happened. Like, come on, man, we're so close. And they want me to go into what just scratched the screen, basically. So I'm just going to go in here. There's still something here that we got to get rid of. It just has to come out of your spiritual atmosphere for this to happen quite right. I'm in this space. There's two rooms. There's what is a room that is dark, and then the room that is light. Again, we're dealing with this, is it a dark space or not? But it's showing me that I need to be in this to take notice of this and do something about this. While you're simultaneously starting to feel better, even with me in this dark space, even so much as the whole room and the bed and everything is standing upright, so that you're sliding off the bed and standing on your own 2 feet now. It's sort of like a bed that is going into the wall, and you're now standing up before us while I'm in this darker space with this cat scratch hand. So let me see what this is about here in this darker space while the angels attend to you in the light space, the divine light space. This darker space is again, it's just weird. It's not normal. This darker space is just sort of starting to get smaller and smaller because the value of darkness is becoming less and less. We're starting to it's just starting to heal itself because we're choosing to not let it be the value. We're letting it just be a part of the past. You're saying, are we healing it though? And I'm saying I'm trying to heal it, but it keeps revealing itself as something unusual, sort of like it's closing the door on itself, but there's no door here. It's just what was really big is now just disintegrating into like a crumb of energy, and this is just turning into nothingness. But why did that happen? I'm just trying to be in that space. There's something about that as just something that is not meant to be. I'm choosing to, I'm just lifting this whole palace room. That space, so this is what I'm seeing. We have a palace room, okay? The bed started to lift up and become part of the wall. You're standing up a bunch of angels. There's all this light coming in, a couple windows in here. Everything is full of white light. I'm simultaneously over here on this other side in this dark space, which is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So now we're inside a contained orb sphere of white light, which is this simultaneously this room. So everything in this space is full of white light. As I go out of it, I see that there's a massive dark orb here full of like lava pits and dragons and stuff. So as I'm in this lava pit with the dragons, this orb is being lifted up and out of it, and we're taking it away from here. It's like we're in a cauldron or something. So it just was lifted out by some hands and is taking this white orb where your soul is turning into light and all this is waking up. And now I'm in this sort of cauldron pit. And this is where we close the book. This is what this is about. They're saying this is part of the past now. All right, so now we have a page at the end of a book, and the page has an illustration on it, and is the illustration of what is the inside of like a cauldron type space. And there's all this sort of bubbling lava and these dragons and stuff. And then it's just suddenly just closed the book as the orb just got taken out of that book and put somewhere else. I don't even know where it's going yet. They're saying this book is closed, so let me see what happens next. I don't just leave cauldron spaces, but this has been the weirdest journey ever because of how we're moving through the scenes. Sometimes I'm meant to focus on transforming stuff. Sometimes there's more wisdom than this whole thing has been really unique. So I'm just going to notice that there's an orb of white light, and everything that is this whole journey is inside of it in a state of monumental healing, while simultaneously we have a black book with the end illustration was this cauldron thing. So I'm handing this book now to Cryon. He's saying, so now you know what this material was, what we read, was this end of your journey, your soul journey. This healing is the final chapter of your spiritual journey. As Christine in this lifetime, in this soul journey to get you to this point. Not just this lifetime, but previous lifetimes to get you into this point. And so I'm back with Cryon, and we're in his sort of spiritual library. And I'm handing him this book, and he's quite proud of the journey work that I did today. He feels very proud of my persistence, because I almost gave up in that. I was like, okay, maybe I need a break or something, because sometimes when things get weird, I have to wonder if maybe this is a scenario, a unique scenario where you need to stop and then come back later. That's only happened a couple times, but it was just trying to solve the problem that was really getting complicated. And so he's really proud of me that he didn't give up. He's talking about the work that I've done is to transform your soul in the light completely. Part of doing that is for us to follow along all these scenes and do healing work in these spaces as we've done it, to learn some things about the flow of wisdom, how to get out of illusions which can be even hard themselves. The illusion of even a dark space or a space of light and love, choosing what you want and then receiving that gift. This is huge about your awakening. This is like a whole cells all throughout your body are just going to, like eyeballs that were closed, are opening up now, so you can experience the light of all within your body, in your cells, in all parts of you in ways that you have not felt it for some time. It's almost like we're drawing the line here, Christine. And so I'm drawing the line on my table, and now what was on one half of this really long journey line, that is everything that is part of the past. And from this point forward, we're on start, and we're in a whole new journey, a new book of your soul life. And this is where we start something brand new. And right here, right now. That is how this experience is for your soul rebirth journey. So I'm jumping across the line, and now I'm letting I'm letting the old world fall off, which is the end of the story at Cryon's library. And now we're a whole new journey. We're like on a boat, and we're sailing away. And what the sunlight is this massive orb of healing and light that is you. You are the light that guides us now. Something profound like this. You have to choose to see yourself as this white, bright light in the sky, because that's what you are. There's something about this. I'm just going to experience being on this boat in the water, and there's a sunlight here that is quite making me really draw to it, like this orb where you were inside of it. All of this happening, there's nothing, it's all part of the orb now of light. So now you're writing something really quickly. It's almost like you're drawing a picture. I'm looking at a journal, and suddenly you're writing. This was just an illustration that I was seeing, and now there's massive writing going on. You sharing a new part of your story. But it's almost like you're drawing a picture, not actually writing, because it's sort of looking like a picture that you're drawing. Now you're ripping the page out and handing it to me. Everything is so urgent. I'm going to your bedside. I'm just watching the scenes play out, sort of like in the past lifetime where I'm by your bedside and you were very sick. They had you drink some sort of liquid that made you even more sick. Even what would be you being quite delirious, almost like you're an insane person, in a mental institution. This is like an older lifetime, like maybe late 1800s or something. just by the way people are dressed. But you just seem like you're not quite mentally right. And they're giving you some sort of formula to help you. This is somehow important that I tell you this. And this is all part of a prescription that was given to you that somehow you started drinking some sort of liquid I don't get it. I don't get how you got here, but it was wrong. Whatever happened to you was completely wrong. That's what you're sort of screaming at me, your soul is. I didn't deserve this. Why did this happen to me? Now sort of something about that this is creating a friction because you're in a bed in a state of healing, but while you're simultaneously in this previous lifetime it treated like an insane person, giving some medicine that is making you go even more insane. It's killing you. But they think that it is helping you or healing you, but it is making you worse. And so there's some sort of friction between this. Now we can understand why this sort of permission slip is like, are you scared? Do you want to open the box? Let us see you. There's some sort of hesitation that is an experience of this, while simultaneously an embrace as well. I'm altering the scene. I'm taking the liquid. I'm telling her you're right. You don't need this liquid anymore, and I'm showing her that this liquid will not be returned to her ever again. I'm actually letting her sit up and letting her stand up. I'm telling her that we can leave this space now when you are ready. You're releasing some sort of fluid out of your mouth. This is feeling a lot better. This is an orb of wisdom in the Hall of Records that has been touched with love and healing now. That just through the gift of awareness that this is a part of your soul journey before this point. You needed that. There's something about your soul being able to rest now because of that wisdom. This whole thing has just been all kinds of, where are we going to go next? Everything feels a lot more peaceful, and I'm allowed to return to the boat, and I'm allowed to experience this orb. The boat's actually turning, so we're facing the orb directly, and now we are sailing towards the light. Before, the light was kind of out here and we're just sailing off this way. As I'm looking at the light from the boat, I didn't really register that there was something wrong with that. But the boat has now been turned, and now the sun is here. We're just going towards the sun now. This orb is a reflection of your sunlight. We're all sort of entering into the light of you. We're in your own orb of light. And it is all part of this whole thing. It's really interesting, but the end of your rebirth journey is ending with this last bit. Basically, everything just got sucked. This light, we all just entered into the light. Every single word that has been spoken, this whole journey, just got sucked into this. Everything has already been in there, but this final sort of last bit with this other orb of wisdom and this boat and everything, we just entered into the light. We're all surrounded by this yellowy glowing light. And then now we just closed the locket that is a heart shape. And when we open it, we see the light of you. And then it's sort of being worn over your chest. There's something about this. A gift from heaven to you. The light of all is now within your heart. That's what they say. And then wear your heart proudly for us all to see you now. See the light within your heart. That's what they say. Your soul journey ends with you sharing the light within your heart now. That is the gift and magic of this story and journey and experience. That is a gift to you from heaven. I don't know about you, Christine, but that was quite an experience. I just feel like I just took the roller coaster of my life. I never know what I'm going to see or experience in these things, but boy, That was quite a roller coaster. Um, I'm just feeling at peace right now. And I'm just able to, I'm still, nothing is changing. It is ending with this sort of locket that is the heart. Can't just leave, I just make sure I've cleaned up everything. I can't wait to see how you're feeling in a couple days. This healing has been massive, massive healing for the sexual identity, for this, the spiritual womb sort of expression still a part of your physical body. That was massive. And to remove the pain and suffering you felt, to do this transformative healing, to wake up your cells in your body, help wake you up, to give you the light within your heart, the music box to sort of awaken you as well. This whole thing has been quite an experience. All right, so that's it, Christine. Thank you so much for connecting with me and for allowing me to share this amazing gift with you. I'm like still dumbfounded by it. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a couple days now. All right. So for all you YouTube viewers, if you would like to experience your own special, unique spiritual healing journey, connect with me at my website, abbynormalswisdomquest.com, and you get yourself a soul rebirth journey and experience transformation and spiritual healing. I feel like a totally new person. All right, that's all for now. Thank you for watching.